Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the peace dealer. Moon is in Aries, sun is in Virgo. We're ending off the Virgo transit with the moon in Aries. When it goes into Taurus, we're going to start the Libra transit. If you think that we go from cardinal, starting the season off fixed, strengthening the season, mutable, releasing the season, changing into a new season, the reason why we need to go from mutable to cardinal is that we gain perception through the mutable signs. Cardinal sign, you take an action, but if you were to just go anywhere, you wouldn't have purpose in your actions unless that was the purpose, to be purposeless. But wherever you go, there's a direction you head in. And so you need to perceive how to take action there. If I want to go towards a certain direction, I'm going to want to perceive what direction I want to adjust. So the perception before the cardinal, in this case Virgo, has analyzed your behavior and how you're going to take action in Libra. Before we take social action with others in a couple days and go through those lessons, we have spent 30 days adjusting our behavior and fine-tuning and mastering the critical perspectives of how we can critically analyze our reality. The facts that we're now getting ready to take will influence the perception and behavior we integrate and bridge with other people in Libra. And so you're going to start to see the effects of the hard work you did the past 30 days manifested in how much more powerfully you connect with others with this Libra transit. Oh, and the second boss battle, and we're in the apocalypse cycle, and the world is ending, and the new generation is getting the torch passed to them and creating a whole new world based off of what they burned down on this bullshit that, was inherited to us because they think we're fucking stupid, and that we not about to, call hacks on and BS on everything. But outside of that, my friends, the second boss battle in season 3 of 2021 finna be lit. And by lit, I mean controversial, crazy for no reason, an extension of what the Taliban did to us at Afghanistan Leo season. Is gonna be fucking retarded, guys. And you have to really owe it to yourself, to this mastery that you worked really hard, excuse my language, to step into. Because interestingly enough, now that we're stepping into Libra, this is the opposite of vulgarity. I can curse with my Aries power because I'm selfish in a sense where I'm individually expressing myself. Now when I'm with Libra, with someone else, I have to balance my own desires with other people's comfort zones and boundaries. And this is where class is now brought into distinction. But that comes first with a mastery of behavior through Virgo. And so now that we have definitively mastered and completed this cycle, now as we speak, you have abilities, techniques, and skill sets that over the next 6 months you're going to unpack and unveil in the context of relationships with others who will see your mastery. Now that we've completed this cycle with, of course, the full moon, and then a new moon, and then another full moon, now, just like we started the Virgo season transit with the sun, the moon in Aries, we're coming back around. You started this Virgo season off just learning how to ride a bike. Now you've gained mastery and completion of how to ride a bike. And this is now a final transformation of mastery and behavior, in the sense where you end off this transit a master of bike riding. But when you started it, you were just beginning. If we presuppose that in a short month you gained an extraordinary quality of mastery, cough, cough, the trine to Uranus and Taurus, which hyper accelerated the quality with which you're able to manifest this mastery and abilities. So now you're transforming the receptivity of your identity now that we're at the end of Virgo season. And now, whereas you initially identified as a beginner bike rider, now you're a master bike rider. Apply this to your abilities. You're going to be receptive to how much you've grown in just a short month. You're going to be receptive to how your identity is transforming this application of the mastery of your behavior. You're going to activate with Chiron and Aries literal supernatural abilities and powers as an extension of the superpowers that you've already been activated like 3-6 months ago. But now it's being fully integrated and utilized and in the context of your actual real life. Even though this isn't real, it's a simulation. You don't really truly exist, and we're really just here. But outside of that, in the guise of this construct, this very really persistent illusion where matter is condensed and we think that we can feel because we have physical sensations, even though we're being trolled mercilessly by extra dimensional space aliens who watch us on GodTube and make fun of the human drama that we actually painfully go through every day. We're literally just comedy to these fools. It is what it is, though, because some people find us as a drama, so we're not funny to everybody. You can tell I've been doing this way too long and I just don't give that much more of a fuck anymore. I really don't give a fuck. It's the end of the world, y'all. The unveiling. So that doesn't mean you need to be sad and run away. This is a beautiful thing. The new generation is going to create new concepts. Basically, this is a continuation of unveiling the end of societal structures, infrastructure, economy, and everything that has constituted everything you've ever known. Basically dying, so that new can come through, and this will unveil all the illusions. Like today, now that you're transforming completely you, relative to now mastering your behavior, you get to finally manifest relative in Libra season the quality of what this looks like, with how much stronger, skillful, and more of yourself you are with other people. This is where the agents are going to come out and things are going to, you yourself may be an agent. It's not bad if you're an agent. Agent is neutral, right? You could be a good or a bad agent, but it's just hard for me to say this part because I can say that you're in a Truman Show like reality and that billionaires have paid 20,000 people around you to fabricate a whole life story with which you'll never be able to confirm, because they live out, these daily, they're actors. They literally got paid, okay, I'm going to pay you $30,000 a year to work at Albertsons so that when this person who we're monitoring looks at you, they see you as an extra. They don't even know you're an extra in the movie. They just see you as a worker. Like, that's happening to you right now. And it's just hard for me to say that because, I'm not in a position to prove that. You know what I'm saying? I know intuitively you feel it. I'm not saying this for you to be paranoid. I'm just saying this so that you throw away this presupposition and conception that you know what's happening in your environment and that you accept for face value how things are. You can't do that with Neptune and Pisces, where, the truth is not acknowledged as a truth and entire scenes can be fabricated. In action. Cut. So keep that in mind. Now that you're carving through your identity, you're going to see where you fit in this narrative and the false narratives that are playing out. But I want you to enjoy the end of Virgo season. This is integrating the first 6 seasons or signs, part 1. And we're stepping into part 2, the last 6 signs, where we're going to manifest the work of the first 6 signs. So feel into that power, feel into that individuality, and feel into the literal abilities that will spark with Aries in tandem to continue this cycle. As we finish the rest of the zodiac, you owe it to yourself. The sun is slightly trine Pluto retrograde, so this is going to intensify the application of this mastery with physical actions that carve through more greater self-realization of your character coming into 5 months from now, where if we're not in some climax of this crazy war that's unfolding, then you're going to just be more disillusioned at how the government has been lying to your entire life. It's not even bad that they've been lying. I mean, what else could they do? They could tell the truth, but they would need integrity for that. So there's that. Other than that, this is very important because you're also going to be inducing new psychological mechanisms and processes with which you can fucking call out bullshit and the idiots that you deal with on a daily basis who have the nerve to undermine you and think that they could play you. But also bless those who respect your space. This is going to be very interesting. You'll be able to notice details of people's characters and identities in close proximity, which will really maneuver more navigation of how to express supernatural abilities in your proximity with them. What the fuck am I channeling? Like, this shit is just flowing out my mouth like water. This is fucking ridiculous. But other than that, congrats. Like, I don't know how to say, like, you're complete. You're done. You're done. You're done. You don't have, you can take the rest of the year off. Like, you did all the work. So you're going to see over the next 2 days the manifestation of your work transform your personality as a mastered individual. Then you step into Libra season and give to other people that mastered person. Develop it for 6 months. Do everything again, Aries season. And then I'll see you again next year when Jupiter's in Pisces to close out the 12-year Jupiter cycle. And everything that's meant to happen is going to happen. For example, if I ever did get jabbed, I'm going to wait till next year, because by then enough long-term analysis will have been experienced. We'll know what's meant to happen then, and then we'll see before the cycle concludes, Jupiter-rise and starts anew. And that's just hypothetically to inspire any of you to kind of hold off on any major decisions until, whatever. Because everything's going down next year. 2010 started the Jupiter cycle in Aries. We're coming back around. That's why everything cumulatively is coming through. And then Saturn's going to close the veil 2023, beginning of the end, like huge closer, huge closer, huge closer. If anything, tap into who you feel you are as you apply that into the final full mastery and completion as you transform a whole Virgo season, but also Aries to Virgo season, and step into who you've always been meant to be. Please don't take no shit from no bitch or from no nigga, okay? Please do what is that you're meant to do, even if it makes you a little bit unpopular, as long as it's aligned with the integrity of you. I'm not saying to do anything that pisses people off. Own your actions, take responsibility, but if doing what you're meant to do puts you in the crosshairs of the rest of the world, then you gotta let the world know it can get it anytime, and it's not gonna stop you. Other than that, though, I hope you enjoy this transformative transit. This is going to be a very sexual energy in transit too. So why don't you go and get some? I know some of you are trying desperately to, and by that, you're not putting in any effort. I know, I'm like that too. But personally, you're going to really release inhibitions around intimately and sexually expressing yourself by, are you ready? Are you ready? I know this is crazy. Just by being yourself. I know! It's crazy. You can make the greatest breakthrough, not by putting on a mask, not by thinking, oh, this person might want someone cool, so let me put up a cool persona. No. Especially for those of you who want to get laid. You can do that on a transit like now. You would think that it works like every transit, right? Or this is a philosophy for every day. Let's hold off on that specifically for today and tomorrow. I know this is controversial, but you just got to be yourself. And you may have lost sight of what that means because you've just transformed and upgraded who you are. And so really take the next couple of days to feel comfortable into who you're becoming, who you're transforming into, and be prepared to apply that in Libra season naturally and extraordinarily as you start to witness the full mastery of your abilities and directly apply them practically as such. Y'all stay blessed as always. Godspeed. Peace.